Welcome to the Money Making Conversation Masterclass. I'm your host, Rashawn McDonald. I'm right outside of Washington, D.C. in a city called Camp Springs, Maryland, at Foos Financial Services. Did I tell you they got it going on with the multiple streams of income in this facility? Podcast studio, photography studio, meeting room, as well as an event planning space. We're going to learn the secrets of her success with Laura Foos.
Hi, I'm Laura Foos.
And I'm Taisha Rich.
We're Foos Financial Services.
Laura Foos,
Rashawn McDonald.
right outside D.C.?
Yes, right outside D.C., Camp Springs, Maryland.
Tell me about this community that you're in, because you live here as well, correct?
Yes, I do. I live in the area. So we're like 2 minutes right outside Washington, D.C., so it'd be considered the DMV area, right across from Andrews Air Force Base. So, yeah.
Why did you choose this location? One, to live, but also to have your business.
I purchased a home in the area, and the home has been a very lucrative home. So I've owned the home for 20 years. So I did not want to get rid of the home. And of course, as you know, Salon Couture, our salon of 16 years, was like 10 minutes from this space. So when I was looking to purchase a commercial space, it was important for me for everything to kind of be in one area so I could get to all of them, easily.
And your tax training is based on what?
Well, I went first college educated accountant, right? So started with that. And then the taxes my best friend was doing taxes, and she was just like, my girlfriend and Jerry, a high school girlfriend, got into taxes. She was doing very well. It was like, we should partner together. Like, you're the accountant, you love numbers. This is something. And every year I'd say, no, I'm busy with the salon and other things. And finally she was like, no. I'm telling you, you have got to get into taxes.
Right.
And here we are, 10th season.
The person who does taxes, I've been doing taxes all your life. Has it helped you when it comes to structuring your business or setting up your business?
Of course, because as I learned early on with taxes, a lot of the clients I do just because from the salon or my women's business group, Confessions of a Boss Lady, most of our clients are small business owners. And I realized early on that they were always taught, well, if you write off all of your expenses, you can get away with paying no taxes, right?
Right.
However, I learned to grow the business and expand and scale and be able to purchase things in the business name. We have to start showing something on paper. So it helped me personally say, okay, I have to have a plan each year to be able to set some money to the side so I can pay that tax bill at the end of the year. So then I was able to purchase this space. Now,
how did you come about this space?
Well, coincidentally, who we had talked with earlier today, Taisha Rich, my tax partner in crime, as I say, we were having a conversation. I was renting an office at another tax facility. She was working there, and she was like, okay, I'm ready to go do something else. So I'm either going to go with you or go somewhere else. And I was like, no, I have a 5-year plan. I'm not ready to venture on my own yet. And she was like, no, I think there is a way that we can continue to work together, and you can still keep your corporate job. I'm going to keep my good government job, and we're going to do this. So having that conversation with Taisha, we're going on 4 years, was the one. So then I called Alexis, who we also met today, and was like, hey, I need an office space because I learned from the salon. I certainly did not want to continue to pay someone else rent. I knew if I wanted to go in that direction, I wanted to be able to purchase and have something in the business name. So that's when I called my agent, Alexis Wise, and we found this space.
Now, this is just not, because you were just doing taxes, right? This kind of expanded your whole multiple streams of income. Was that going in the purpose of this space, or you came in, you said, wow, I could do so many things here?
Well, I think the entrepreneurial spirit has always been there. I think I've always had multiple streams of income, which really when I was, became a young single mother, one income is not enough, especially when, I was in my early 20s. Education was always important to me. So from the very beginning, I knew one income was never going to be able to allow me to put her through school.
Laura, when I talk about single women, a single mom, I should say, excuse me, women entrepreneurs, which is the fastest growing segment of entrepreneurship or small business owners.
Yes.
You are a role model.
Oh,
do you understand that, or do you see that, or does mentorship come into play with your success?
Of course, I always feel the passion to give back or share what I've learned, whether that be through social media or, as I mentioned, my Confessions of a Boss Lady businesswomen's group. So we have like 400 women in our Facebook group, because I thought that was important. I'm living this, like I walk the walk, not just talk the talk, right? So I'm actually doing all of these things that they want to do.
Right. Now, let's break down some of the financial opportunities in this space for you, okay?
Hey.
I said it earlier.
Now, don't be telling all my business.
I gotta tell
you know that people,
because, it's the secret to your
calculating.
Secrets to your
calculating.
Come on down. We started with taxes, okay? That was the base. That was the baby, okay?
Yes.
Taxes. And then you came into ownership of this space, correct?
Yes.
And you do a podcast studio in here.
Yes. So we have the studio here.
Photography studio in here.
Yes.
Meeting room space.
Yes.
And then you have an event space.
Well, and what I learned early on is for every liability that I have, I want to figure out an asset that is going to pay for that, right? So if I have the mortgage I have to pay here, the rental incomes helps pays the bills here, right? In my home where I have to pay a mortgage there, I have the basement is a 2-bedroom apartment and the garage is a 1-bedroom apartment that helps pay for that. So I'm always looking for, like I said, with the salon, you have a rent to pay there. So we would rent out the booths at the salon to pay that. So, I really don't want to pay bills.
So it's
I really don't want to pay no bills.
It's so interesting. You got at your house, you got a 1-bedroom, you got a 2-bedroom, you get this space, you just walk in going, I got a space, how can I divvy this up into opportunities for financial gain?
Yes, of course.
That is original, that's kind of a very refreshing mindset. What inspired you? I know you said you were a single mom. Did people along the way come along and instill that into your personality?
Right, well, I think that my hard work ethic, like my parents have always just got up and go to work. Like they didn't play about that. Everybody is getting up and going to work. My mother is a nurse by trade, so she started hospice of Prince George's County. So as I was growing up, now she was on that nonprofit side. That was not my calling. But that was her calling. But I mean, having the business acumen, and then, like I said, my next door neighbor got me into business. My first boss in corporate America, Miss Brenna Bennett, I love her. She taught me, Lord, sit up straight, slow down. Okay, I didn't take those lessons, but just other powerful women along the journey who were business women and showed me that I could be a good mom, that you can work in corporate America, that you could have a business. Okay, some could probably be a good wife. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I'm working on that part. Okay, it failed twice, maybe third time might be good. But like I said, but they showed me that we can be all of those things, right? That I don't have to, that I can only be one or the other. We can still do all of those things.
It's really interesting when I hear the confidence. Let's go back to your daughter.
Yes.
I'm instilling the same inspirational energy she's seen her mom do. Has that rubbed off onto her?
Oh, yes. Yes. If you be seeing the kid, because she's already at work, like, okay, y'all should be doing this, and this. We should be doing this event and this event. And really, I think it was because when she was younger, we owned the salon. We opened the salon in 2007. So she would have been 7 years old. And because I was a single mother, she had to go with me. So all of those meetings, we started her bracelet business because she wanted to go to that Bishop McNamara private school that I didn't have private school. So we started her business was called Simply Sid's Beads for Brains. So she would make the gem, like the bracelet you have on. She probably made that back in the day. But I would make her every Saturday. She would set up at the salon. The ladies, while they're getting their hair done, they could pick out their gemstones, and she would sit in the back and make bracelets until she was like, Mom, I can't make one more bracelet today. But then we would go over her finances every week to say, this is how much you should reinvest. So we go buy more beads. This is how much you get paid. And this is how much is going to your school account. And I also think that taught her how to interact with people, right? To build her confidence. You have to be able to talk to people, meet people, not be shy. And so if you met her now today, she is not shy at all.
Yeah. Before we get into the my tax box,
Yes.
my tax box. Who is helping you at just from a tax services side? Are you a solo act, or who else is working with you?
I have Taisha, who helps me with some of our tax clients, and they love her because now she's been working with me for years. So my clients love Taisha Rich. I have my assistant Jasmine, who assists with anything. You know, a lot to do with the event space because I certainly can't handle that. Another young lady, Jordan, an assistant who assists with emails and scheduling. My photographer Kels, who does photography. And then my biggest team that I just added was Raven, who is my email marketer or marketing person, because I think that I'm very smart, but I finally decided, let me do what I do well and let me pay people to do what they do well, right? So once I added her.
That's interesting to hear that because you are a go-getter.
Yes.
How did you start trusting people?
Very, very difficult, but there was no way I was going to grow if I didn't allow people. I had to start saying, this is the end result, and let me just close my eyes and pray that we just get to the end result.
Right.
So you may not do it exactly how I would do it, but let's just get us to the end result. And as long as our clients are happy, like my clients are always happy when they interact with Taisha or with Jasmine or any of them, then it's like, okay, I have to trust that they do what they do well and let me do what I do well.
My tax box.
Yes. Finally, we
Your
have a
ultimate
product.
tax resources are inside.
Yes.
Okay, this is the box. Now, this is an open version of that box. So we have the My Tax organization, which is a one-on-one guide, right?
Yes.
Okay, how did you put this together, and why did you put this together?
Well, I put the tax box together really to help me help our clients, right? And if I'm so busy during the season, I might forget to ask them if they qualify for a credit or what documentations they need to send.
Right.
So there is a workbook for personal, right, that goes through that you can complete, and it goes through every tax credit, and you would just tell us, yes, I qualify, and the documentation you would need for that credit. Then I found all of our business clients who maybe they're a small business. Like when I started, I could not originally pay a bookkeeper $500 a month, right? Or $250 a month to do the books for me. So we created the business workbook where they can log their income and expenses on a monthly basis to get to the
okay, cool. There's one.
Yeah,
That's
so
one.
there's the personal
Business.
and a business one. Yep.
So that's important because they do have different rationale and tax deductions that you can actually make
Exactly.
in a business. And personal, you really can't.
Yes.
Now, where is this being sold?
Online.
Okay. Do the social media play a big role in your branding?
Yes, when I started working with Ronnie Brown, who is a local, but I mean now she's very well known with women entrepreneurs across the country. When I said, okay, I have got social media is going to be the key to us growing. I have got to, start taking social media seriously. So back in, I think it was 2019, 2020, I decided to invest in me and spent a whole lot of money to work with her and get together like branding and logo and how she made me delete like everything off my social media because she was like, okay, no one wants to see your club pictures or your, blurry pictures online. So we kind of deleted everything, had professional photo shoots, started over. And now I do what, as y'all have seen today, I try to make sure everything always matches the branding colors, everything tries to stay uniform. And that really did make a big difference on social media.
Right.
And sharing the tax tips. I think that a lot of business owners are always like, well, I don't want to share too much because then they're going to steal it or take it or do it on their own. Whereas I don't care how much information I share online. Like you said, people are not doing their taxes at home. They just do not want to do it. Some of them just share tips, but that certainly helped. Social media was a big key. Right. Yeah, it was a big key.
Software they advertise on TV and all that stuff. And you can just learn, call this little lady online and talk to her virtually. No,
No.
I need you.
Yep, I got you.
Now, you're big on promoting this space. Like I
Yes.
said earlier, this is one of your calls, open for booking now,
Mhm.
event space, photography studio, meeting rooms. Are you managing this side, or you mentioned the name of the person who is managing this?
Right. So, and normally people, we did incorporate a lot of automation, which I think has been key to
Right.
us growing the past couple of years as well. So all people have to do is click a link and say, I'm interested in this date and time, and this is what I'm interested in. Jazz follows up with them. They schedule a tour. Now I have a young lady, Morgan, who helps me do tours of the event space.
Right.
And then they do a contract online, pay online. When they arrive at the event center, I open it up from my phone, and yeah.
True. Now, I do have a beautiful space. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sure it didn't look like this when you started.
No, it did
Okay.
not. It did
Talk
not.
about the whole putting it all together, the vision of building out this space.
Well, the vision came from, like I said, we had talked about it earlier with my real estate agent. We had originally had a contract in that first building that you saw up there, but it was like 1,000 square feet, just one unit. And I would, every day I would pull into the parking lot and say a prayer like, okay, are you sure this is what you want me to do? This is a big step. Are we doing this? Then at the very last minute, I was like, over there's not an elevator. How am I going to get all my cute furniture in here? So the real estate agent, very last minute, bank had already said, we're going to close in this date. I had to call and said, I think I changed my mind. Because this space became available with the 2 units. So it's 2,500 square feet so that we could grow into it. And like I said,
So you ghost somebody over there to get this.
Yes, unfortunately, yes. I was like, because this is a bigger space. Like, we always want to be thinking about what could I grow into. And thankfully, I had partnered with, we were talking about earlier how important relationship capital is and those relationships that we develop in business. And I worked really closely with LaKendra Mundair, who coincidentally was at M&T Bank, a banker. So she had assisted me, and they helped me in the middle of the pandemic with M&T Bank to get an SBA loan that they were able to give me a loan to purchase the space in my business name, no investors, no husband, no none of that, all of my own, as well as they gave me, the SBA helped with a renovation loan, and the same day they also gave me a credit card all at the same time. So then we were able to
rocking and rolling.
yes, like give me the funding.
Well, when you are a dreamer, I say, and I don't say that negative when I say the word dreamer, because I always tell people to have a goal, it starts with a dream.
Yes, it does.
But there are challenges when you're planning out these goals or putting them into action. What are some of the challenges that you overcame and you can share with us?
Probably the biggest challenge in this whole journey was in the middle of the pandemic, and they kept extending the deadline, and I had so much pressure on myself that like, we have to get this done, and I'm doing this, and I ended up having a minor heart attack, and I'm like way too young for all of that. I mean, I know y'all know how.
What's a minor heart attack?
But like I said,
it's like a kind of a stroke.
Right,
what's a minor heart attack?
A minor little glitch, but that was certainly because it was eye-opening, because I was thinking like, okay, the harder I work, that's how I'm going to make the business successful, right? Because I was thinking that I needed to be in it 24 hours a day. I needed to focus on it all the time. And then I realized, okay, for my health, but also that when we work smarter, that I don't have to be so invested 24 hours a day. And for my clients' well-being as well, like you cannot be involved 24 hours a day. I had to expand the team. I had to take breaks. I have to go outside and take a walk some days, but that I can't be in the business all just me, because that pressure from the health side, which then of course, puts the business on hold as well, right? Because now we're delayed again. So that was probably the biggest challenger, thing that I faced in business is like, whoa, let me slow down a minute. Let me grow this team. Focus on, you got to spend some money to make some money. I can't keep all the money. And then we've been good ever since.
Laura, let's be honest. success comes doubt.
Mhm.
Sometimes it can be from your family, sometimes it can be from your best friends, and so your co-workers in
Mhm.
those environments. How do you politely tell these people, get out of my face?
I don't know. I mean, because I'm blessed that I think I only surround myself with supportive people. And
Mhm.
maybe because of my track record, they're like, okay, there she goes again, right? So I mean, now sometimes my parents get a little nervous because they're like, oh gosh, what's she getting into now? But I think that they know from the track record,
Mhm.
and they know because I'm the money person, like I'm not gonna do it unless it makes sense.
Right, right.
But other than that, I don't think I
Are you
weigh into.
conservative when it comes to money? Or you're a person who
I used to like save a lot. Now I'm thinking, now I'm on that downward half. I'm like, I just want to live life a little bit. We want to say, I want to save so that, like I said, my goal was always to get Sid through school, get her through college. And now that that's happened, I was like, well, hold up. Now I want to treat myself a little bit,
right, right. Which I
Yes.
think is
So I think
important.
there
That's
has
that
to be
balance.
right. I still think I deserve a payoff from the hard work.
When you look at the future, what is 5 years from now? Because you mentioned that early in your conversation. Now, I didn't even ask you about 5 years. You, as a person who deals with taxes, budgets, you actually have that natural instinct. Talk about that.
5 years from now, I certainly see I will probably have a larger team doing taxes and me focusing more on teaching, right? Because I do enjoy, I like to talk a lot. So I do enjoy probably more so teaching about taxes or educating small business owners like I was myself. So I certainly see me growing into more of teaching, whether that be like on YouTube or a podcast or, TV, something like that. Hook me up.
When I listen to you, and I think I'm speaking to a very powerful person. You're a single mom, correct? Entrepreneurship, it seems like you're a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
You see an opportunity, you're not afraid.
No.
And a lot of times I want to discuss that fear factor that stops so many people in their journey to try to pursue their dreams. Why aren't you afraid?
Because I have faith. I have fearless faith. Yeah. And so like I was saying earlier, we maybe don't talk a lot about spirituality, but I think that, when he has a calling for you or when that's your purpose. And I always look at like, okay, if he put it in front of me, that's what I'm supposed to try. And if it doesn't work, what does it matter? Like I'll just reorganize it, learn the lesson and move on. But I've always been faithful in that I know he wouldn't have presented this opportunity or pointed me in this direction if it wasn't going to happen or if I didn't have the ability to make it happen, right?
Right. Okay, cool. Okay, Laura, fantastic interview. Thank you for allowing me to come into your beautiful facility. Now, before we wrap up this conversation, Walmart Business has a little surprise for you, Miss Laura Foos.
I love surprises.
Okay, good. They set up a 6-month Walmart Business Plus memberships. That's for you and your business, okay?
Thank you.
Which is Foos Financial Services.
Yes.
So that's free shipping and a limited time offers on products for business owners and 2% rewards back on purchases over $250.
Cool.
Now,
Thank
this
you.
is so cool. And you're also getting a $1,000 e-gift card that you can use on any purchases. All you have to do is go online to business.walmart.com and you just want to say thank you for being you. And keep
thank you
changing
so
lives. A single mom, entrepreneurship, leading the way for all women out there. And Walmart
Thank
just
you
wants
so
to Walmart
much. Well,
Business
thank you,
and Walmart
Walmart.
Business Plus.
Thank
Okay.
you, Walmart.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Thank you.